Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing this August the 4th, 2025. Lots of movement in the markets today. As you can see, the cryptocurrency, after a down Thursday and Friday to close last week, stabilized on the weekend, had a nice up day yesterday, and now we've corrected back to the downside today as the Bitcoin price has been down more than 2%, currently sitting just under 2%. DGB and AMP have been down 3 or 4%. Ethereum's been down almost 5% today. XLM and XRP and most of the altcoins have been down anywhere from 3 to 8% across the board. The gold and silver bullion have been skyrocketing. And big news, ding, 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 for the first time in 15 or 16 years, Kinross Gold hits $18. It's up almost 5% today. It's up 13% in the past 5 days, 15% in the past month, 24% in the past 3 months, 60%, 124% this over the last year, and 92% in the last 5 years. And we're 382%, and we're coming near its all-time high. And one of the big things that happened with Kinross is Kinross Gold sets a record for free cash flow. And this is something that's big when you have companies that have earnings and generate money on a product. When they're doing good, your return is infinite because they pay a dividend and they're selling and making money. And in Kinross's case, they sell gold bullion and silver and some copper. Kinross Gold Corporation logged record free flow cash of $646.6 million in the second quarter, driven by the strength in gold price and strong operating performance. Free cash flow surged 87% year over year as the price is up over 2x in the same time. As Vincenzo in my fund, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm now up 247%, year over year, 74% from the prior quarter. Free cash flow for the first half of 2025 eclipses $1 billion. Record operating margins, meaning they're making the most cash per bullion pulled out of the ground that they've ever made, aided by cost management, healthy production, and higher gold price lead to robust free cash flow generation in the second quarter, which accounted for more than half of Kinross's production, contributed significant cash flow in the quarter. Kinross strong cash flow allows it to finance its development project, pay down debt, and drive shareholder value, which they have, and old Vincenzo and I have seen it for myself. This strong financial base underpins key development projects, including Great Bear in Ontario and Round Mountain Phase X in Nevada. These projects are expected to boost production and cash flow and deliver significant value. Kinross Gold solid financial health positions it well for dispense capital spending and shareholder return while supporting its key development agenda. Among its peers, Angelino Mining Limited second quarter free cash flow of $1.3 million, more than doubled the prior year. Newmont Corporation free cash flow, same thing. So this is huge, and you can see that's one of the main reasons I was ultimately super bullish since I've been on the air with Kinross Gold, and my only problem is I didn't have more. But we are up 247% over our 5-year position now. And I think this is going to an all-time high. I am in at $5 and I think 14 cents. Just hit 18, and I think Kinross Gold, if we look at the chart, I think we are going to the all-time high. That's what I'm playing when I bought this, and I'm in at about $5.14. We can actually take a look at that real quick. What am I in Kinross at? Kinross Gold, $5.22. We're up 200. I shouldn't have did that. I just messed up the screen. 245% at the time of this recording. Fortuna, we're up 41%. B2 Gold, we're up 27%. First Majestic, we're up 38%. Pan America Silver, we're up 62%. Rivion's weighing my portfolio down. It's down 11%. And then we have an IRA in here where we have Barrick B2 Gold's up 25%. Barrick Gold's up 27%. First Majestic Silver is up 35%. And Fortuna Silver is up 2.2% because I just added into that one a little while ago. So the overall ETF is doing very well. It's up, what did I do? It's up 32%, I believe, as a whole, because my biggest earner so far in appreciation is my lowest weight. But you can see we've been talking about Kinross Gold on here because we're Vincenzo's Gold first crypto investing. Vincenzo's Gold crypto investing. That's right, gold crypto and investing. And you can see we were talking about it all through here. Right up here, we started talking about it. I started buying my first shares here and then bought my last shares down in here and at that average price of 522. And now we've rode this wave ever since 2022. It's been straight up. We're almost at we've breached the COVID high. We're almost at the 2008 financial crisis high, and that's where we're going next. That's what we're looking and going to right now to take out. Is our next major upper resistance is $27.66. And I believe in the next couple of months we're going to get there. And then we're going to take out the all-time high sitting there at 31.21. And I believe this is one that could be with those earnings. And look at this volume over the history. Massive amounts of people buying this, right? A lot of buying going on. And I think that this is going to be one that breaches its all-time high and ends up in price discovery. And I think in the future, over the next several years, if the gold bullion price continues to go towards 5,000 like I think they are, I think this could be a $100 company. And this could be one that could pull a Mr. Copper type deal. The same with, I think, First Majestic Silver. I fully believe it. I'm just shy of 1,000 shares. And there's my sell at 2029 hyperinflation, $68. And I fully believe that. That sounds funny that that's up there, but the all-time high is at $27. We're going to that all-time high, and that's what we're on our way to do right now. We took it out the COVID. We're going to the COVID high and the all-time high at the same time because they're out the same area. And that's where we're going right now. And I believe we're going to eventually take that out because this is one that's going to be another one that starts having free cash flow, record earnings, profit margin, just like you've seen Newmont, Angelino Mining, and our lovely, most precious asset, Kinross Gold. And I think First Majestic is going to skyrocket. I think First Majestic is going to be a 10x one, just like I think Kinross is going to be 10x. I'm already up 2.5x. I think B2 Gold is going to be a 10x. We're up about 25% on that position right now. I think Pan America Silver is going to 5x. 3x, and I'm up 66% right now on that, right? So I think these are going to do it, and they're doing it. You just got to have patience. You got to wait, and you got to let it do its thing and accumulate and consistently buy if you want to buy. And I consistently buy. Barrick Gold too I own, and I think Barrick Gold's going to be at least a 1x from where it's at, and it's currently up about 24% or whatever it's at, 22%, whatever it's at right there. And I think that's another one. And I just did pick up about 15 more shares of that about 10 days ago. So I'm very bullish on these that we got. Oh yeah, we did pick up some Hecla Mining a couple of weeks ago too. Only 100 shares just to add into the portfolio. But very bullish. But now what you guys are all here for, as this video is getting extremely long. Actually, I'm going to put this out as a gold video. So we'll go a little bit longer in here. This is going to be a mining video. A gold mining video. You know what? No, nobody will watch it. So we're going to add it into the crypto. We'll go into the XRP price. And I changed up the chart a little bit. You'll notice the thick blue, red, and green lines are the moving averages in the weekly time frame. The XRP isn't long enough for the monthly. So those are your 50, your 100, and 200 in the weekly, just as they correspond with their daily moving averages there with the price label. But if you look at the XRP price right now, if we zoom in to the daily time frame, you can see we're sitting just above the 50-day moving average where we bounced off it, but then we got rejected if we zoom in to the hour time frame off of that 307 major upper resistance. So right now, either A, we're going to trade back down to the 50-day in the moving and the daily, or the 100-day, which is just at or near the 255 here in the short term, which would be a regional double bottom there from the other day. You can see that right here. That would be a regional double bottom in the XRP off this rejection at 307. And quite simply, we're going to do this easy in the short term. This 307, like yesterday, major resistance. We bump up against it yesterday and early today, rejected. If the rejection continues, you're going to make a regional local double bottom just north of the 100-day and right along or just south of the 50-day moving average, right? And then if that can't hold, it will immediately come down to the 255 and the 100-day moving average, right? But if you can hold the 50 and make a slight higher low, you can make another run at the 307. But we do know as long as you're below the 307, you're short-term bearish. As long as you're above the 255, you're medium-term bullish. But if you get below this 255, you're medium-term and short-term bearish, right? So that's what you're looking at on the way out of this for XRP here on the noon update. If you stay below the 307, short-term bearish, underneath major support is 255. If you get above the 307, your major upper resistance is up there at the 376, right? But right now you're below the 307, so you're currently looking at a 255 major underneath support, 307 major short-term resistance, right? If we go look at the XLM, same thing. I put those moving averages on the chart. The 50, the 100, we need to change that. The 50, the oh, this is the one we need to change. The 50, the 100, and the 200 in the weekly, and that's what these are right there. So just know that. But if we look at here, you can see we got rejected by this local resistance level from right here from the prior drop. You see we rounded, got rejected. We bounced off the 36 cents, but we got short-term bearish when we got below this 43 cents, and we told you 36 would act like a magnet, and it did. Then it got a nice bounce off of the magnet, and then we said your upper resistance is 43 cents, but we're turning around just shy of that. Now what you're looking at is, on a sell-off, can we hold the 50-day moving average again, which would be a regional double bottom, and on the 36 cents. So in the short term, as long as you're below the 43, you're short-term bearish with a magnet wanting to pull you to 36 cents. And right now, that's where it's trying to do. And if it does go down there, that's what you want to hold, this regional bottom on this 36 cents to try to get back and make a run at 43 cents. If you breach the 36 cents, you immediately become medium-term bearish. And the 100-day at 33 and the bottom part of this green trading zone at 31 will act like a magnet to drive down the price to there. At that bell notification, it's very important if you want to become an asset millionaire along with me, with, as you've seen, the gold and silver bullion and mining stocks, 401k study investing, cryptocurrencies, cash on the side, earning 3 to 5% in CDs or bonds for emergencies, to accumulate new or buy, to accumulate a new asset or to accumulate into an existing asset also. Ask you to share it, bell notification, and that's how we're on our way to become asset millionaires. I am not a financial advisor. These are free videos and just sharing my opinions and what I do in my life. And if you want to support the channel and get value out of this station, or it's helped you in any way, subscribe. And the pinned comment or description below, $3.99 a month, as cheap as that, to help support the channel. There are more expensive options. You get some perks, but it helps keep these videos coming out daily to give you this information, and we can continue our journey as we've been doing this for nearly 4 years now, which is incredible and crazy. I did take some time off because I do have a full-time traveling busy job, but now we've been back into it this year, and I made that pledge on New Year's Eve that I would make videos every day and get dedicated to you guys, and you guys have been dedicated to me, and we're going to continue becoming asset millionaires together. But that's what's going on with the XLM there. And we're going to move along to the Ethereum. It's the same thing. You had that relief rally after you had that bounce. What we were talking about over the weekend when it was threatening to fall, that the 3483 is major support. It dipped below it, but held it. And now you rush back above it. Now you're coming back to it. And in the short term, what you need to know here is you need to hold this 3483. Or if you don't, you get medium short-term bearish, and it's going to act like a magnet down to the 50 at 3100, or the bottom part of this green trading zone and the uptrending rising channel at 3059. But if you can hold this 3483 on a retest, then you can try to make a run back at the megaphone neckline resistance, right? Same thing with the Bitcoin price. You can see we're sitting at the 50-day moving average again. And what we're looking at in the short term, and what you need to know most importantly, and that's what we're here for, is you're right on the 50-day in the daily. If you slip this, which is a regional double bottom at 112.046.25, you're going to come down like a magnet to the uptrending 3.5-year pattern major support level at 100 and it's slowly uptrending 106,839, just below the 100-day moving average, right? But if you can get supported on this, you can try to make a run back up to this major area that was the old, looks to be sell zone or supply zone for the whales that were selling, the long-term whales from Satoshi era 15-year, 12-year-old wallets, right? So that's what we're looking at. We might be entering into a short-term bearish trend. We're going to stay on top of this for you. You stay committed to me. I stay committed to you. And together, we become asset millionaires. And that's the game, to better our future, to heighten our standard of living so we can live prosperous. We can live peacefully and prosper in this country. Peace and love, the Rock's Eyebrow, Jay.